I am gaming. I am gaming. I am gaming podcast.
Hi everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being in the 21st episode of I Am Gaming podcast. Here we talk about the video game industry, entrepreneurship, and even a bit of gaming nostalgia. But this time, when I say we, there's actually a we. I'm not alone, and this is the first ever I Am Gaming interview. Today with me is Konsta, and he is going to talk to you, hey Konsta, about a really interesting entrepreneurial concept he's pursuing as the founder, which is actually already up and running, and it's called Pledsto, which is a micro-donation platform that should help all content creators or anyone else who has any kind of an interesting project they want to find help from other users or their fans. They should be able to get a lot from it in a manner that's different than your usual, and we'll talk about them, usual pledge and donation platform you have working today. So Konsta, thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
First of all, could you tell us a bit more about yourself and how did you end up in a position where you're creating platforms for micro donations?
Yeah, sure. So I'm 24. I'm from Finland, and I've been an entrepreneur for maybe about 7 years now, give or take. My first, as I said, I've done thousands of successful failures and only one successful exit so far from an event production company. We're doing Pledsto. I'm the co-founder of Pledsto, so I'm doing it actually with my brother, who's 5 years older than me, and he's the co-founder. He's the tech dude and I'm the business dude. His experience is from developing different software for maybe 15, maybe even 20 years now. He's 29. And we've been working together for almost 8 years. So he was with me working with the event that we held. From my history and background is that basically event production started when I was 17, and we grew a few events to be huge mass events with tens of thousands of attendees.
Awesome.
And I was responsible pretty much with Nikke, who is my brother. So I was responsible with him about the technical stuff pretty much. So getting people to enroll to the events, getting payments in and stuff like that. And we sort of little by little started to create this product that worked like Pledsto works now, but it was for enrolling people to events.
Okay.
And so we made that product out a few years ago into its own company and into its own product. And we quickly found out that events are extremely bad customers. No offense to events, but they're very hard to accommodate because every event is a different event.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah, everybody needs to create their own stuff. So we started to look into more closely to different things, and we found out that a few of our users of the earlier platform, which is actually called Saoud, which means to arrive in Finnish.
Okay.
So they were using it to talk with their YouTube fans. So we looked into more closely that, like, why are you doing this? It's not meant for this. And that's where the idea for using this for content creators came. And little by little, we sort of started to see more interest in this whole content creator and fan interaction. And we noticed that it's pretty there's a lot of friction in it right now. It's not simple. It's pretty hard when it's supposed to be very simple, and that's where the idea for Pledsto came.
Yeah, that's really interesting because when I think about it, making a kind of a donation platform would be probably the last thing I think of as an entrepreneur. It would be like something like making your new social media, first thing, when you think about it, it sounds great. But then when you think about it a few more minutes, you say, nah, forget it. It's the competition is too hard, too big. So clearly your first and obvious competitor is the biggest platform everyone uses, Patreon, right? It's kind of the dominant one. And probably the reason why many people who were in your situation decided not to pursue it. They just saw that Patreon is too big, everyone uses it, so why bother? But you believe that Pledsto has an advantage to the offer. Patreon is awesome, it's great to have it as an option, but you believe that your product has an edge that it doesn't have. Not that it's better than Patreon, but simply that it offers something a bit different, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what we're more concentrating in is support-based supporting, and Patreon is concentrating on reward-based supporting. So every time basically you get something as a fan who supports with our product, it's more like, because we allow very, very small payments. The idea itself is not to only allow small payments, but to give out these sort of voluntary tokens of gratitude. So basically, the support is unexpected and voluntary, and it's there for fans to show that they want their favorite creators to keep doing what they're doing without the expectation of actually getting something in return. And just the fact that the creator is keeping on doing what they're doing is enough. And the other part of it is, of course, the fact that we're trying to make things extremely simple, because, we want the service to be simple as possible, since as creators, there's a lot of stuff on their plates. Adding just another complicated platform to the picture just makes things more difficult. So we just don't want this to happen.
Yeah, that's very true, because when you say that Patreon is a beast onto its own, that's completely true. I use it, and my channel isn't huge. I use it on a really small scale, and it's a lot of work. And you need to approach it as literally as a new social media / freelancing platform or something like that, where you have to imagine and create your own new strategy. If you use the things that people suggest, you'll get money if you're huge. Literally, if you're a huge creator. If you're not, you won't get anything. And that's really a hellish proposal. And I tried out Pledsto. You were so kind to provide me with an account. And that's the thing as a user that I immediately see is the simplicity. One screen, one connection, one kind of clear setup where you simply join in and share the link, people donate, and that's it. You don't have to build upon it and upon it and upon it indefinitely. And I think that a lot of people can actually relate to that, especially content creators. So right now the platform is up and running. I saw it, I'm using it. What are the next big plans for it? Being that it's currently available and going.
The biggest plan for now is to add more interactivity while still keeping it simple. So basically the other side, now we made it very simple for fans to give out these sort of supporting pledges, but now we also want to make it extremely simple for the creators to send a thank you. That is not expected, but it's still like, it's sort of self-explanatory that of course you want to say thank you. So we're probably going to be building out some sort of a very simple way to send out either mass shout outs to the people who gave a pledge, or then just like individual shout outs to people who might pledge $10 a month. So like you could send an individual thank you for those fans. So that's definitely something that we're building, and we don't want to build another marketplace where you have tons of different content that you get by paying $1 or $2 a month, but just like give out the pledge and then give out a thank you. That's the simplicity of it.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing, because I believe that a lot of platforms started out like that. They wanted to be that kind of a platform, but then the pressure of being big added to that, and they forced them to change. And now you don't have a platform which is Pledsto, which is basically, hey, you like what I do? Give me 50 cents per month, give me 10 cents per month, and that's it. Or give me $5 or $10. But don't expect a huge system of you getting things in return, of I asking you and stuff like that. And I think that it has a competitive edge. I also believe that a lot of content creators would be interested in trying it out. So when they see this, hopefully, what's their first step? What should they do?
www.pledsto.com. So that's Plebesto.
Link in the description. So it's going to be.
So just go in and sign up. How we're onboarding people at the moment is that we're sort of this invite-only platform, because we want to talk to amazing content creators like yourself to really see what we should be building, because we have the ability to build this sort of a platform, but we don't really know what you truly need. So we want to be in very close contact with the first, maybe the first few hundred or even the few thousand users that we get in. And that's why there will be a small 15 to 30 minute e-meeting, and with me, I'm doing all of them in the beginning, and we'll get you set up and you will be ready to go. It's not a big, it's like the meeting is very, very simple, nothing too special. I just want to say hi and hear how you're doing.
I'm the living proof that the meeting is really simple, really easy to do. It's almost exactly like this. And it's a great thing to see that a company like yours is really willing to and ready to do that and get in touch with people, those primary users, that early adopters. So I'm really suggesting that you check out Pledsto. I think it's going to be well worth your time, especially if you're not sure that everything you're getting from Patreon is the most you can get from your supporters. So it's not either or, it's both basically, or any other platform that you want to try out. But I think that Pledsto should be among them as well. That's basically it. Konsta, thank you so much for taking the time. I wish all the best to your company and to yourself as an entrepreneur who's into different things. I think it's really interesting that people learn about your story and about your platform. So hopefully it's something many will get to experience and get a way to connect with their fans and basically get money as well.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for the interview.
It was my pleasure. This was 21st episode of I'm Gaming. Thank you so much for checking it out. Of course, support me on Pledsto. The link is in the description below. Check out the platform on the same link and support me on my other options, which is Patreon, or simply subscribe. That would mean a lot to me as well. Thank you so much again to Konsta and to you for watching, and I'll see you on my next episode. Until then, bye-bye.